Chris the Carpenter here, RocketBrandStudios.com. CNC update. Hooray! Okay, let's go. I got a big old chunk of aluminum for a new table. I don't know if I think I've shown that in an update previously, but I'm not sure. But my awesome father-in-law sent this to me. I got it milled. I learned so much from milling this table. You can see there's like broken bit, etc. And you can tell, like, I would call it dishing, is the bit flexing and going and cutting like this. I discovered that, I'm overfeeding it. And then also I learned the difference between really crappy $4 bits and really nice $18 bits. So I'm going to have to mill this one more time to kind of make it pretty, but it is flat, and certainly flat enough for what I'm doing. I built a new router clamp. This is all polycarbonate. It's bulletproof glass, basically, or Mythbusters blast shield. Two layers, and then each layer had a half a groove ground in it. So there's a dado running there, and then the two of them together make a hole where my all thread fits through and clamps together. It's wicked tight. It's incredibly. It's tight in all regard. It's absolutely slop free. The motor in the clamp is like just tick it tight, and it's just spot on accurate. I've actually gone through and I did a big squaring everything up and cleaned it up. Okay, I'm rambling. Old dust collection. Sorry about the clunky. Alright, so this is my old dust collection with the removable brush. But what I did was I just took the old router clamp and took the dust collection plate off of it like this. And so now I can get the hose off. Alright, got it. So now I just have the dust collector plate. This eventually will be polycarbonate, I think, as well. But for now, I was able to reuse something I already had, and so bada boom, bada bing. But there is more. I bought one of these guys. Cool Mist made right here in the good old U.S. of A. Cool Mist with the penguin on it. If it's got the penguin, you know it's good. Alright, and so it's magnetic and it sticks right there, and then it's got a little bendy thingy, and that's it. And it's a mist system. I think it's a tube inside of a tube. There's a tube inside with the liquid, and then the air blows around that, and it's Bernoulli or Venturi, take your pick, and mystifies coolant. Got some hoses. Hoses go up to a regulator, and there's a big bucket of coolant clamped on the side. So that be it. I've also got. I made up some little angles where I can, clamp them down here and there for stops and straight edges and whatnot. I got a little vise, which is probably going to be really handy at some point. Oh yeah, and I've been wanting one of these for a while. I have a dial indicator, but I've never had one of these fancy ones with the gooseneck. It's got the flexible gooseneck, and you can clamp it on. It actually works pretty good. For the $40 or so I spent on it, it seems to be doing me just fine. And the next thing on the list is I'm going to do a case mod on the screen. I'm going to do a case mod on the computer, if not a new computer. And I'm going to make a stand-up video arcade. I saw on... Sorry, we can talk with this. I saw on Hackaday, if you Google Mach 3 hack, you'll find it. And a kid made a like a control panel out of arcade style push buttons, and he used a keyboard emulator board. So it's a board with just a bunch of screw terminals, and then each screw terminal is an input, which can be wired to actual buttons or a microcontroller or whatever you want, just a high-low, data level signal. But as each of those inputs is triggered, it outputs a keystroke. I mean, it's sending a letter as if it's a keyboard to the computer. So the computer doesn't know the difference. And Mach 3, you can configure it for hotkeys. So you just basically assign keys to things, and now you could put a physical button controlling Mach 3, and it works as keyboard emulator, and it's awesome. So I'm going to add one of those. I'm going to build like a big arcade, stand-up arcade thing, screen, bunch of push buttons, and jog speeds and start and stop and all that kind of stuff. Big power switches, and then material storage down below with that keyboard emulator. And I've actually already, well, here, I built this little guy. This is my test rig. Some output lights, but basically it's just an Arduino doing some translation for me for this nunchuck, and it's basically just taking the joystick commands, the analog joystick commands, and the two buttons, and just converting everything to just Boolean digital values. And so there's no analog; it's just boom, 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 and as you hit each, right, an output comes on. And so my goal is to run the nunchuck into an Arduino, and then the outputs of the Arduino into that keyboard emulator, and then the keyboard emulator into Mach 3. So I will be able to do have all my jog controls on a nunchuck, which just seems. Let me switch hands. It makes a little more sense. Better. It seems to make so much more sense. Like X and X and Y, duh, and then there's your Z up and down. And then I'll just need a couple buttons on the control panel, on the main panel, to go between jog speeds. Or I was thinking about coding it for a double click. Like I could click or click. Like it would be up, down, change jog speed, change jog speed, change jog speed, up, down. Step, 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 whatever. So. So that's the next big one. I got really lazy and I didn't want to design a whole board, so I just made another nano undershield with the outputs and connections I needed. It's off to Dorkbot as of last night. And if you're waiting for Wii remotes, batch just showed up. And that's it. Under 10 minutes. We're going to call it good. There is your CNC update. There you go. I love this new router clamp, and I love my coolant. It's awesome. Okay,